America entered Vietnam with overwhelming firepower, jets, helicopters, bombs, but none of it could control the jungle, because this war was not fought on open battlefields. It was fought in darkness, in mud, in fear, and deep inside the forests of Vietnam. The world's most powerful military slowly found itself trapped in a war it could not win. During the Cold War, the United States feared the spread of communism across Asia. American leaders believed that if Vietnam fell, nearby countries might follow. This became known as the domino theory. By the 1960s, hundreds of thousands of American troops had arrived in Vietnam. Military commanders believed superior technology and firepower would guarantee victory. American helicopters dominated the skies. Bombers carried enormous destructive power. Advanced weapons gave the United States overwhelming military strength. But Vietnam was unlike any battlefield America had faced before. Dense jungle covered much of the country. Visibility was limited. Movement was slow, and danger could come from anywhere. The enemy rarely fought face to face. Viet Cong guerrilla fighters used ambush, traps, tunnels, and surprise attacks. They moved silently through forests and villages, often disappearing within seconds. American soldiers could walk through the jungle for hours without seeing anyone. Then suddenly, gunfire would explode from every direction. Underground tunnel systems stretched for miles beneath the jungle. Some tunnels contained hospitals, weapons storage areas, and hidden command centers. The jungle itself became part of the battlefield. American technology struggled against an enemy that refused to fight conventional wars. Every shadow became suspicious. Every sound created fear. Vietnam's environment was brutal. Extreme heat, endless rain, mud, insects, and disease exhausted American troops both physically and mentally. Soldiers carried heavy equipment through thick jungle under unbearable humidity. Boots sank deep into mud. Clothes remained constantly wet. Mosquitoes spread illness. Exhaustion became constant. Visibility inside the jungle was often only a few feet. Soldiers never knew who might be watching them. Fear slowly became part of everyday life. Many troops described the jungle itself as an invisible enemy, because even when there was no fighting, the environment never stopped attacking them. America responded with overwhelming force. Massive bombing campaigns targeted forests, villages, and supply routes. B-52 bombers dropped enormous amounts of explosives across Vietnam. Napalm burned entire sections of jungle into firestorms. Chemical defoliants destroyed forests in an attempt to expose enemy positions. From the air, the destruction was immense. Entire landscapes disappeared beneath smoke and flames. But despite the firepower, the war continued. Viet Cong fighters repeatedly returned. Tunnel systems survived. Guerrilla attacks continued. For many American soldiers, it began to feel like the war could never truly be won. Villages destroyed during the day could be controlled again as the war dragged on, casualties continued to rise. Back in the United States, public support began collapsing. For the first time in history, television brought graphic images of war directly into millions of homes. Americans watched burning villages, wounded soldiers, and growing death tolls every night. Massive anti-war protests spread across the country. Students marched through city streets. Demonstrators gathered outside government buildings. Many Americans began questioning why the war was being fought at all. Meanwhile, soldiers returning home often carried deep psychological scars. The war was no longer just happening in Vietnam. It was tearing apart America itself. In 1975, Saigon fell. Helicopters evacuated the final Americans as chaos consumed the city below. After years of fighting, the war had ended. America possessed unmatched military technology, air power, and resources. Yet none of it proved enough. Vietnam revealed the limits of military strength, because wars are not won by weapons alone. Sometimes terrain, endurance, and human will matter more. Deep inside the jungles of Vietnam, the world's most powerful nation discovered that even a superpower could be defeated, not only by an enemy, but by the battlefield itself. Subscribe to Dynasty Explained for more untold stories from history